Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a book related ASMR video. I have 7 books here that I want to go through and tell you a little bit about them, talk about what I've been reading. Some of the books are in here that I haven't read in a long time, but I really enjoy. Some of them are self-help books, and some of them are fiction. So just wanted to go through these. Someone had made a comment on my last video that they would like it if I went through some books and did some page flipping. I think that these books, especially this one, it was borrowed from me for a period of time and it got wet, so it actually makes some good sounds now. So and it didn't get fully ruined, which is nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for all the comments on the last one. I really appreciate it, and I'm excited to keep making videos, so hopefully you enjoy. So I'm gonna start out with the books that are nonfiction, because I think that they can be a little bit more exciting, to be honest. The first one I'm gonna start out with is called Uglies by Scott Westerfeld. This book is pretty old now. I think this is more than a decade, maybe even closer to 2. But it's about a dystopian world where people are born ugly or normal. They look just like us, you and me, but they live in a part of the world, kind of like a college situation, until they're 16, where they go to school, and they're called uglies. And when you turn 16, you have an operation to change your whole body and make you look pretty. And there's a big plot twist in this book and the whole series, really, of why they do that. And if you're interested in like a sci-fi kind of story, fiction, adventure, dystopian novel, this is a great one for you. I really like the cover as well, because it kind of spans like the front, the side, and the back. It's really unique. But the back says, Tally is about to turn 16, and she can't wait. In just a few weeks, she'll have the operation that will turn her from a repellent ugly into a stunning pretty. And as a pretty, she'll be catapulted into a high-tech paradise where her only job is to have fun. It's this great book. Really liked it. It's a young adult novel, so really anybody can read it, but it's kind of made for middle teens, tween middle teens, maybe even late teens, to relate to societal pressures about beauty and things of that nature. The second one I have, this one is called True Talents. This book is also pretty old, and I think I bought it maybe from Walmart or Target a long time ago. Probably another like 10 to 15-year-old book. So good. Also kind of like it's not really, it's kind of sci-fi, definitely fantasy. It's about these kids who have powers. This is actually the second book in the series, so Uglies is the first book in the Uglies series, so you can start with this one if you're interested. This one's actually the second book. I've actually never read the first book, so you don't have to start with the first book, with this one at least, or maybe you should, but I didn't. And this one, True Talents, it's about a group of teenagers who have special talents, magical, really. So some of them can like One of them can set stuff on fire with his hands. He can like produce fire with his hands. Another one can read people's minds. Another one can move things with their mind. Another one can shapeshift. So if you like the Animorph books, I know maybe these might be too young for the demographic that watches this channel, or maybe not. Maybe you're still interested in reading those kind of books. They're pretty fun. I read this one maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago, something like that again, and it's still good. It's still an interesting, fun book to read. It's not too hard. You know, the Lexile level is pretty low, so, but it's a good one. So if you're interested, this has been one of those books that I go back to. The third book we have, John Green, fantastic writer, amazing storyteller, novel, interesting ideas in the way he says them, in the way he writes them, in the way he narrates them, the characters he uses. And this book, and I love Paper Towns. Paper Towns is another great book. But I don't have Paper Towns in paperback, ironically enough. So this one is Looking for Alaska. And this book is about a guy who goes to summer camp, I think it's a school. It's like a boarding school. And he meets lots of people there. And there's lots of rules at this camp, as most camps have, right? But there's lots of antics and things that they end up doing. Some of the kids are troubled. I don't think it's a school for troubled kids, but I might be wrong. I haven't read this in a while, but essentially there's a girl that he meets named Alaska, and she goes missing, which is the reason why it's called Looking for Alaska. But it's a really good book. All of his books are great. I kind of want to do some page turning sounds, so bear with me. It's interesting, this book has a page called After, which all of this on the right side is before she goes missing, and everything on the right is after she goes missing. There's lots of twists and turns along the way, and kind of a coming of age story. It's a good one. It's a really good one. Highly recommend it if you haven't read it. But not too long. It's only 221 pages actually. And looks like there's some extra stuff at the end that you can read. So. I think the cover is really cool, the way that the smoke kind of comes up at the top. So it's this one. Great book. Now we're going to get into a lot of the nonfiction. I'm actually going to real quickly take this out because I was using a bookmark that was actually my business card. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Sorry about the chair sounds. But this one is best-selling self-help story book, nonfiction. I guess it's nonfiction. I don't know if it's not fantasy, it's not fiction. But it's not necessarily about anybody. It's not like a biography or autobiography or anything, or about historical events, but it does talk a lot about ways that you can grow rich, be successful. So it talks a lot about that. It talks a lot about your self-confidence and how you can be or do or have whatever you would like by following some of the steps that are laid out in the book. And the interesting thing about this one is that this specific copy of this book that I found at the store has this giant misprint on the page. So you can see that here. Which made me want to get it because I knew that this one would be special and unique. So I'm the only one who has this specific version with this specific mess up in the book, which I think is kind of exciting. So that's Think and Grow Rich. It's a really, really great book. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend if you're into self-help books. Hopefully you can't hear the cars outside too loud. This is my next one that I have. It's called Start With Why by Simon Sinek. I actually don't love this book. It's not bad. I think in reality you could probably read the first couple chapters. And then after that, you're probably fine not reading the whole book. It kind of does one of those things, and maybe this is a hot take, but Simon Sinek is an extremely smart guy. I'm pretty sure he's a psychologist, or maybe he's just a public speaker, motivational speaker, but it probably says on the back. But he has TED Talks, he has a couple other things. The thing is it's called Start With Why because it talks a lot about finding what your why is and why you want to do or be or create a business that you want to create, or sell a product you want to sell, or why your organization runs the way it does, why you have the job that you have, apart from just earning money or something like that. Like why, not what, not how, but why. The thing is he talks about that at the beginning. You can kind of get through the first maybe 2 or 3 chapters, and then it starts to kind of get repetitive. So I liked it. I did think that it was a bit repetitive though. So just FYI, if you ever read it, or if you would like to read it, or you're waiting to kind of hear if it's a good book, it is good. It is a little repetitive. But I still think if you're into that kind of stuff, you should get it. Now these last 2 are books that I'm actively reading. So I have bookmarks 7, 8 years ago, something like that, but I used this as a bookmark for one of the pages. And then for another page, I use a receipt. So, this is for the bookstore. It's not for this book, though, ironically enough. This one is actually for a book about Italian. And I'll tell you the 2 pages I have marked right now in this book. Well, I guess let me introduce it first. So this is called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. And this book is about using your subconscious mind and methods to train your subconscious mind to achieve what you would like to achieve. This is cool, interesting, like bullet point kind of look. It looks kind of cool in the camera too, the way that it's colored and circles in. Yeah, I like that. So this book is really good as well. In the 2 places that I have bookmarked, one of them is it's about money. So it's something that you can kind of read, and a lot of it is about auto-suggestion and giving yourself kind of mantras to read through. So that's what this one is. It's just a mantra about money and being positive and allowing money to flow into your life. And this other one is about finding a partner. So if you would like to attract, is this attract your ideal husband or attract your ideal wife? I'm single, thoughts kind of rule your life. Um, so a couple of them. It says, stop trying to navigate the path where the forest is dark. You almost want to try to make changes to your life when you're consumed by emotion, but that's the worst time to do so. Don't make decisions when you're upset. Let yourself come back down to neutral before you do. So it's just kind of talks about things like that, where it ideally will help your life. And just help you think about things differently. This one's a good one. It says expand your perceptions. If you're uncomfortable, you're being pushed to think beyond what you've known. You're being called to see yourself in a new way. Open yourself up to possibilities you normally wouldn't consider, or layers of yourself you've yet to see. So if you're kind of spiraling, maybe it's just because if you're uncomfortable with where you're at or where you're going, it's because you're pushing yourself to expand beyond where you perceived you could go. And I think it's just good to reframe sometimes, even though reframing recently has gone maybe a bit of a bad light. You always just want to remember that it's your life, that you can choose to go whatever direction you'd like. You can grow. You can be comfortable and stable and stay in the same spot for a while if you'd like. Number 70 says, validate yourself. Choose to believe that the life you have is more than enough. Don't confuse a broken heart with a broken life. Just because you're sad right now doesn't mean you'll be sad